Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. All right, it's me, Coach Hamilton, trying to get back into um, jumping on here live and sharing name you know of our conversation today is expressing gratitude to volunteer coaches in youth sports. Um, so definitely want to take time. I already did a Facebook Live and Instagram Live on yesterday. And y'all excuse me, very, very tired. Got a lot going on. So excuse the bags under your boys' eyes. But I definitely want to take a little time. It's something that definitely been paying attention to for a long time, being that I have been coaching for 20 years professionally at the middle, high school, and at the college level. So it's definitely something that we need to take time. There are a lot of people who give their personal time and spending time with what I say, kind of funny in a funny fashion with other people's children. It's a real thing. It's a real thing that sometimes get ignored, and I have to express it in this fashion on both sides, remembering that a lot of volunteer coaches are not necessarily professionally trained, but they have good hearts, they have good intentions, and everything inside of them. They're wanting to help, young people achieve, their goals when it comes down to sports. So I think it's very, very important um, that that we acknowledge the time that they spend with your children, being having impact on children's lives through sports. Some people spend time; they're not even doing it for their own children. They're doing it just for the community, and it's something that we need to pay attention to. And we want to make sure that we're expressing gratitude to those that spend time with our kids, because the bottom line is, even though your child is being involved in the sport, let's be honest. Some parents, your nurses, engineers, doctors, lawyers, postal workers, school teachers, police officers, firemen, and you all have been trained to do those jobs. But when you have somebody that's volunteering in youth sports, there's not necessarily been training to do those jobs, and they're learning on the fly. Because the fact of the matter is, those of us that do this professionally, some of us haven't didn't get training. We went to school and got the degrees, but we had to learn on the fly, and we had to pick up the phone, call veteran coaches. We had to go to coaching clinics, um, visit practices from for high schools and colleges to learn our craft and how to get better, and not just think because I know football or I know basketball or I know baseball, it doesn't necessarily mean you know how to teach it and coach it, and that's a fact. So let's not get it misconstrued when it comes down to that. So we want to acknowledge those that spend time trying to better themselves and trying to learn more about the sports that they coach, and also dealing with the children and the parents that they deal with. So we want to acknowledge that and say thank you. Thank you. Being a guide, being a mentor, inspiring young athletes, sacrificing personal time, your resources, sometime out of your own pocket, and you expect nothing in return. Nothing. Nothing financial, anything like that. It's more so just you want to help. There was a part in my career, of course, I hadn't been paid for every job that I've had, even though it's been my profession, and I do understand, even with us that do get paid to do what we do, it's such a sacrifice. And I think it says a whole lot. I even left the profession for a couple of years. I sold cars. I also pursued another career for a little while, and I made money. I made a lot more money, but ultimately, the itch to coach is something that I just could not ignore within myself. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We want to take time to show some gratitude for your impact. Um, you know, specific thanks. Parents, take the time out to tell your coach thank you for spending time with your kids. Because what's happening out there is that we're definitely trying to Um, step on the court or field, create a safe space for young people to grow, to evolve, to learn more about the game, to develop a passion for the games that they play, um, help to develop discipline, teamwork, learning how to handle success and failure. Because the bottom line is that if you're 8 years old and everybody around you is talking about winning all the time, when do you get a chance to really develop a love for the game and the passion for the game? In the game of basketball, heard Coach Dorsey say this from Centenary, says that 95% of the game is played without the ball. There's a lot of aspects to the game. We can give you an example of when it comes down to basketball. You look at somebody like a Draymond Green or a Dennis Rodman. Those guys who impact the game have made tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars, and not being Steph Curry and not being Michael Jordan. But there were other parts to the game that are important, that it's their parents, when the coaches are trying to teach your children more about the game, it's not just about putting the ball in the hole and throwing a touchdown and hitting a home run. I mean, you think about the time that's spent before and after practice, helping struggling athletes, words of encouragement, things to help your children to get better at a game and to learn to appreciate all facets of the game. It's imperative that when children are young, they have coaches that spend time with them, getting to paint the whole picture, and it's not just looking at, we're not just looking at well, my child didn't score any points. My son, who just started, um, he just started playing 2 months ago. I've been coaching forever, and this past Saturday, in his third game ever playing, he got 2 rebounds and a block shot. And you're talking about proud of that. You know what I'm saying? He actually got off 3 shots. He didn't make them, of course, but he's actually got to a point from not taking a shot to getting off 3, and making some good passes to get teammates open. So it's like there's so many other things that come to the game, and we need our youth coaches, volunteer coaches, to spend time with our kids to teach them those things. Because coaches, you guys, you're shaping future adults. Long after the game is over, the lessons that you give them resonate uh, with them, and it stays with them going into the classrooms when they're in school, careers, family lives. Like, it's such a big impact that coaches have that gets taken for granted, that has nothing to do with winning the 9-year-old league championship. It was about a year or two ago where we had a young man over in the Dallas area, a 9-year-old football game that was shot and killed, because of some playing time or something. I think there was a coach here recently that was shot. Um, and it's amazing. It's amazing that somebody who's a volunteer spends that time with your kids, um, and when it comes down to certain expectations, that somebody can take somebody's life over playing time for a 9-year-old game. But what I want to do is I want to take time to introduce, for those that been following, and if you have not been following, I have something. A few months ago, back around October, November, I became a published author. I have been coaching for 20 years. I've won district championships, state championship as an assistant, a conference championship at the college level, NCAA Division III, several deep playoff runs. Helped a lot of kids get in college, and even more than that, a lot of the kids, the young men who I've coached, are now husbands and fathers. Very proud of that. I've taken the last 20 years experience that I've had, and what I've developed is something called the complete coach. Okay. And I do want to take the time to share integrating well-being and success in athletic programs. So this is not just for those of us that are at the professional level, but it is for anybody that's spending time with children. Um, I know coaching, especially as a volunteer, can be overwhelming. Okay, and that's why I developed the Coaches Code framework that comes inside of the book, and the framework helps you support balancing athletic performance with well-being and personal growth. And so I have 4 pillars that the complete coach is built off of. It's called the Coach's Code. CODE is an acronym for C, coach with purpose. O, optimize team dynamics. D, drive success through well-being. And E, empower through modeling. And so it's very, very important. I believe that the framework I was able to come up with over the last, I'm saying 20 years, 19 years. I'm in year 20, because I remember when I was a young coach, and I remember reaching out to people like, rest in peace, Dave Bryant and Chris Bush, Errol Goff down at St. Thomas Aquinas, and Bakari Beckwith and Casey Jones and Micah Coleman, like all of these guys, Coach Charles Smith and Jeff Jones, and you know, getting on the phone and going to visit their practices, and getting on the phone and asking questions, and spending money going to coaching clinics to learn how do I become a better coach. And the funny part about it was is that everything was more X and O generated. But if you notice, the title of this show is outside of the X's and O's, and there is a lot that goes into coaching that has nothing to do with the ball. Period. And so what I developed over time, and like I said, is this book. You can find it on my website. The link is there, or if you're just an Amazon person, go to Amazon, and it's on there. The Complete Coach: Integrating Well-Being and Success in Athletic Programs. So even though I'm not just here just to sell, I'm here to help, because there's so many people that deal with kids. The youth sports industry, I think, is a 14 or $15 billion industry a year. People spend so much money getting their kids involved in baseball and softball and summer track and 7-on-7 football, AAU basketball. All these different things are going on. And this framework I've designed to help coaches to make sure that they have clear minds. Clear minds. Remembering the purpose for coaching. And like I said, C, coach with purpose. What is your purpose, coach? Okay. What is your clear philosophy? How do you want to build relationships? You got to have something to help you to know what your approach is and what you're trying to accomplish. Because you say, well, I just want to help kids. Okay, that's cool. But you need a philosophy and how you're going to do that. Because that philosophy is going to help you have a foundation on why you do what you do. And you can articulate and explain to parents and people and stakeholders in the community, why you're doing what you're doing. It's not just why just help kids. Well, for me specifically, I know I want to develop committed husbands and fathers because I coach boys. Okay. So my attitude and mindset when I'm coaching is my purpose has nothing to do with sports. That's the vehicle that I use. Basketball is the vehicle that I use, but it has nothing to do with sports. For me, I want to make sure that they're equipped for their future, because at some point in time, you got to have a reason why you are doing what you're doing. Got to have a reason. What is that reason? And for me, in a culture in America that's seems sometimes that old school morals and values are being lost. What I want to see is more husbands and fathers. And in my 20 years now, I can proudly say I have several former players who are married, several former players who are now fathers, committed fathers, and definitely excited about that when I get a chance to see them and run into them and interact with them on social media and seeing that they're doing well with their lives. The other thing is optimizing team dynamics. What does that mean, coach? What does it mean? You need to have a structure. Okay. You got to have a structure in how you are going to take what you have, the team that you have, okay, and get the most out of them. Okay. You have a way to evaluate players, evaluate young people when they come in, whatever level you're on. Okay. If you're just dealing with the babies, when they get into middle school, when they get to high school, as a coach, we need to find out how do we get the most, optimize my team's dynamics instead of looking somewhere else and seeing what they're doing and they're doing and they're doing. I got to find that formula for success for me. Okay. And what works for my group. And then I got to be able to articulate that. I got to be express that and make sure that every day I am teaching and making sure that everybody understand what our goal is. Right now, 20th year, I'm down at Plain Dealing. Not a whole lot of talent. you know, um, almost none. Um, and what I teach my guys is every day is winning habits before winning happens. We're very young. We have no experience. There's a lot of guys first time playing ever, and they're having to play at the high school level. And a lot of my guys are in middle school and they're freshmen having to play varsity basketball. And what I tell them is winning habits before winning happens. We have to make sure that every single day we are building the right habits to optimize our team's dynamics because we don't have a 7 footer walking through the door. We don't have a 6'7" guard. We don't have that. So then, how do we get the most out of what we do have? And I found that our guys play hard. They're tough. They're doing everything in their power to do the things that we're teaching, and very, very proud of that. Very proud of that. Okay. D in code is drive success through well-being. Okay, so that's prioritizing mental, emotional, and physical health. We got to make that a priority. We got to make sure that what we're doing on a day-to-day basis is that we're not skipping over the health and well-being of ourselves as coaches, because as volunteer coaches, especially, y'all not being paid to do that. Okay, y'all not being paid. You're getting off work from your 9 to 5. You tired, not tired. You tired. And then you're going to a field, or you're going to a gym, or you're going to a baseball diamond, or you're going to a boxing club or something like that, or a soccer field. And then you got 20, 30 kids coming from school. Their parents are getting off work. They're tired. Everybody's showing up and you're trying to go and trying to give them your best. You got to drive success through well-being. That means do not sacrifice that. Okay. Whatever it takes to make sure you're in a good mental space, a good emotional space. Okay. Taking care of your body the best you can, because it is tough. Think about what I just said. You work a full-time job, get off, probably grab you something to eat, go straight to practice, and you're doing this almost every single day for no pay. And probably don't even hear thank you a lot of the times. So you got to make sure that you don't skip the well-being portion. Okay. And then E, empower through modeling. Okay. Leading by example, showing accountability. I mean, our kids need to see us. We got, and one thing by doing, we need to keep our word. Keep our word. And if we do make a mistake, which we are human, or a bad decision, man, apologize. Be straight up about that. Okay. Communication is key. Okay. We want to be good models, because, like I said, in volunteer coaching, a lot of that, I mean, it's not about a kid getting a D1 scholarship or going pro. It's about them developing a love for the game and not skipping steps, learning the fundamentals, the basics, the essentials to getting better at a game, and developing a passion for the whole game and not just one thing, not just being the quarterback and running for a touchdown every play because you just bigger and better than everybody else. Not just throwing the touchdown, not just hitting the home run, or just making all the shots, or kicking the goals in soccer. It is getting an appreciation for the whole picture when it comes down to, um, empowering through modeling. We got to live a life that our young people can see us doing the right things, and also being held accountable, having a reason why we do what we do. So the framework that I put together, the coach's code, okay, it's relevant because you juggle multiple roles, okay, and that can lead to burnout. And sometimes people, when you're a coach, they don't expect you to get burned out. They don't expect you to have feelings. They don't expect you to have emotions, okay, and feel a certain type of way. It's just we're supposed to just keep on rolling. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to stop. You don't want to get burned out. So this framework helps you. Okay, that comes inside of the book, not to just focus on the game, but it's about sustainable success. And you got to remember, success is not dictated by wins and losses. It's by impact. Okay. And so the book also comes with a workbook that I created as well, that offers practical strategies for managing time, setting boundaries, ensuring your personal well-being. And this is called the Strategies in Action workbook. Okay, that's what it looks like. Strategies in Action workbook. So this is the complete coach, the book. Okay, it's a short read. See, it's thin, so you ain't get bored off of it. It's short chapters, and there's a workbook to take the actions from this book and apply them, and something that you can have that you can go back and take notes and hold yourself accountable for doing those things. So yeah, just telling you. So I have some resources. You should be able to see, um, you know, on the screen, right here. That's the website. You can see that. Okay. All right. All right. And so, you definitely got something in your hands now to empower you, and to put you in position to help you. So don't hesitate. Go, visit the website, check it out. Okay. Now, here's another challenge for tonight. Parents. Okay. Parents. Even you, if you have a coach that your child is involved in youth sports, I encourage you. Won't you make it a gift? Pass it on to your youth coach, because they might not see this video and you see it. Okay, you care. It's your child. Why not have somebody with 20 years experience who's written a book that's available to help volunteer coaches, those in youth sports, to have a blueprint, to have something to help them understand how to do their craft even better. So parents, I challenge you, check it out. All right. You got the website. Okay. You go on there, check it out. And definitely hope that it's something that, you make a decision to invest in. Like I said, that's the website right there. Okay. Your child's coach is one of the most influential figures in their life. So invest in their growth, because they're investing in your child's future. So that's just something to share with you as parents. Gift the workbook or invite them to participate in the professional development sessions. I'm going to be offering a coaching clinic coming March 29th. You'll see more about that. Okay, and man, I'm here to help. I really am. After 20 years of doing what I'm doing, I have a lot to give. I have some great mentors, guys that I look up to, um, that's helped me over the years, and I still can pick up the phone and chop it up with them. And so I want to pay that forward. And I thank God for the opportunity and giving me the idea, um, to put this into play and to be able to help. So I want to thank you coaches. Um, you're a part of something that's so much greater than the games you coach. Thank you for pouring your heart out into this role, because you don't have to do it. You don't have to. And so we want to say thank you to your parents. Okay. Support your child's volunteer coach. Okay. Like I said, I implore you, man, go grab the book. Okay. Go check it out, buy it, pass it on to them. You probably would appreciate it, because, man, we need help, man. Coaches don't know everything. Although, sometimes we act like it, and sometimes we kind of forced to act like it, because you backed into a corner. But man, we got to have resources, man. I've read a lot of books over the years, bought a lot of videos, went to a lot of clinics. But ultimately, y'all, this is about the children. It's about the children. And we want to make sure that we are invested in these kids. And we want to have some good, solid people around them that's trying to be whole themselves, be healthy themselves, emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent. Um, you know, that's the kind of people you want your kids to be around. While they're developing their love for a game. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna be giving you. You'll see me doing more videos. You see me doing more posts. But most definitely, March 29th, I'm gonna have a coaching clinic at Centenary College from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm gonna have special guest speakers. I'm gonna have them on these live videos as well, so we can discuss the topics that's gonna be available. But this has nothing to do with X's and O's. Okay, it has everything to do with just taking the time out to understand what our roles as coaches are, helping you come up with philosophies, helping you come up with self-care, um, with outlines and things to streamline your approach so you can be better at what you do. Because we want these children to have the best experience in youth sports as possible. So for those that's taking out these, few minutes out to spend time with me, if you can share the video out. So the word can get out and hopefully be a blessing to somebody. But I'll be back. We'll talk some more. Definitely looking forward to the future. And hey, hope the best for you. Okay. So get some rest. Have a good one. Have a great week. All right.